My husband threw me out of our home, so I took a cleaning job at his company just to feed my kids. Every evening, I'd see the young secretary crying in the hallway. One day, while I was cleaning my husband's office, she put her hand on my shoulder and whispered, "Hurry, hide under the desk. He's about to have a secret meeting. You need to hear the truth." But my story didn't start there. It began with dirty water in a plastic bucket. Welcome to Betty's Stories. I share new life stories every day, and I'd really appreciate it if you subscribed and liked this video. Now let's go back to my story. I'm sure you'll enjoy it if you listen till the end. Amara Bennett dipped her mop into the gray, soapy water. The water was hot, but her hands had been cold for hours. At the Apex Zenith Holdings building, the hallways were always freezing. But in the CEO's corner office, her husband Victor Lockwood's office, the thermostat was always set to a perfect 72 degrees. She wrung out the mop, and the rough cloth rubbed against the calluses on her palms. These were the same hands that once signed contracts for the marble floors she was now scrubbing. She knelt down and pain shot through her left knee, an old injury from a skiing trip to Aspen 3 years ago. Back then, Victor had carried her to their room, taking care of her. Now he walked past her like she was invisible. Or worse, like she was a stain he couldn't remove. 2 women from accounting walked by. Amara knew both of them. She'd helped Lisa pick a gift for their chief accountant, and she'd helped Maria find a daycare for her son. Now, when they saw her crawling on the floor, they fell silent and hurried away. Their heels clicked loudly down the hallway. Nobody said hello. Amara was used to it. When you become poor or fall down the social ladder, people stop seeing you at all. Victor had kicked her out 2 months ago with no warning and no explanation. He left her suitcases outside, changed the locks, blocked her credit cards, and emptied their joint accounts. "You don't fit my vision," he told her through the door, without even looking at her. "You drag me down. I need to fly high." The children, 8-year-old Ethan and 5-year-old Chloe, stayed with her. She had to feed them, pay rent for their tiny place in Southside Chicago, and buy medicine. She swallowed her pride the same night. When she saw a job posting for a janitor at Victor's firm, she applied, not to see him, but because she knew they paid on time, and because a part of her wanted to understand what happened to her marriage. The elevator door opened. Victor stepped out, not alone. The head of sales walked next to him, nodding eagerly. Victor walked like he owned the world. He wore a deep steel-colored suit. Amara knew the price. It could feed her family for 6 months. "And get this trash out of the lobby before the investors arrive," Victor said loudly as he walked past her. He didn't look at her, but she knew he meant her. She bent lower over her bucket and hid her face behind her hair. "Of course, Mr. Lockwood," the manager said. "The cleaning service is sloppy. They hire anyone off the street," Victor added, raising his voice so Amara could hear every word. "No education, no class. They only know how to push dirt around. That's why I'm getting a divorce. It's impossible to live with someone who has no ambition." The door slammed. Amara breathed out slowly. Tears burned her throat, but she refused to let them fall. She gripped the mop and scrubbed the floor hard. He wouldn't get the satisfaction. She wouldn't cry. She had to buy Ethan winter boots. For that, she could endure anything. The workday ended. People left. Lights went off. The office grew quiet, just server hums and ventilation noise. Amara moved to the top floor, the administrative wing, the quietest place. Carpet muffled her steps. A desk lamp glowed at Victor's reception. Yvette Marshall, the young secretary hired 6 months ago, sat at the desk. She was beautiful, but she always looked scared. Amara had seen her crying many times. At first, she thought Yvette was Victor's mistress, but there was no passion in her eyes, only fear. Amara walked in with her bucket. Yvette flinched. Her makeup was smudged, and her nose was red. "Ms. Bennett," she whispered. She was the only person who still used Amara's title. "I'm just picking up the trash, Yvette," Amara said softly, avoiding her tear-stained face. "And I need to mop. Has Mr. Lockwood left?" "No." Yvette jumped up suddenly, shaking with fear. He went out to meet a guest, but he'll be back any second." Amara nodded and walked toward the huge oak door of the CEO's office. She needed to finish and go home. Her sister Tasha would only watch the kids until 9. Time was running out. She opened the door. The office smelled like Victor's expensive cologne and leather. The huge desk, where they once discussed business plans together, stood like a fortress. Amara was wiping dust when she heard fast footsteps. Yvette rushed in and grabbed her arm with surprising force. "Hurry," she whispered, eyes full of terror. "Hide under the desk." "What? Yvette, are you crazy? If Victor sees me." "If you don't hide, you won't learn the truth," she whispered sharply. The elevator dinged. Victor's loud laugh echoed down the hallway. "He's about to have a secret meeting. You need to hear the truth, Miss Bennett. Please go." She pushed Amara toward the desk. Without time to think, with fear rising in her chest, Amara crawled under the massive desk. It was cramped. It smelled like furniture polish and old dust. She pulled her legs close and held still. Yvette slipped out just before the door swung open. "Come in, Mr. Stone," Victor said smoothly. "Cognac? Or straight to business?" "Straight to business," said a rough voice. Amara recognized it. Daryl, a shady lawyer Victor had supposedly cut ties with. "I have a plane in 3 hours. Are the documents ready?" Amara held her breath. Her heart pounded so loudly she feared they would hear it. Victor sat down. Papers rustled. "Everything's ready," he said. "Corporate charter, appointment orders, bank powers of attorney." "And the signatures?" Daryl asked. "The most important part. The CEO's signature." Amara braced herself. She expected to hear the name of some mistress. "You wound me," Victor chuckled. "It's all signed. My dear wife worked hard for me without knowing it. I practiced her signature every night. It's perfect. Look." Pages rustled. "Yes," Daryl said slowly. "Perfect work, Amara Bennett. The signature matches her passport exactly. And the dates are backdated 3 years. Just like we agreed." Amara felt ice run through her veins. "Her name? Why her name?" "Exactly," Victor said coldly. 3 years ago, Amara Bennett supposedly created a subsidiary, Triumph Dynamics LLC, for material procurement. And for 3 years she, as founder and CEO, has been stealing government funds through that shell company. "How much?" Daryl asked. $5 million, Victor said proudly. "The money is in my Cayman accounts. And Triumph Dynamics now has huge debt and missing funds." Amara felt the world collapse around her. 5 million. That meant prison. "And she can't talk her way out?" Daryl asked. "What if she says the signature is fake? Forensic analysis." "Analysis of what?" Victor laughed with pure contempt. "Look at her. She's a janitor. So what?" "So what, you idiot?" Victor hit the desk right above Amara's head. She flinched. Her fingerprints are everywhere. On the documents, in the archives, on the safe. "I hired her as a janitor on purpose. She touches everything. Investigators will find thousands of her prints. And the motive? A dumped wife living in poverty. Who will believe she didn't steal the money?" Amara closed her eyes as tears spilled down her cheeks. He hadn't just abandoned her. He had planned this for months. She had been cleaning her own prison bars. "Brilliant," the lawyer said. "Evil but brilliant. What about the original passport?" "The copy is in the file. I stole the real one from her purse yesterday. I'll find it during the search," Victor said. Victor stood and paced. "Stamp here, and here." Done. Now Amara Bennett is officially a national-level fraudster. "When do we start?" Daryl asked. "Right now," Victor said. Amara heard him take out his phone. He dialed. "Hello, emergency dispatch," he said in a worried tone. "I want to report suspicious activity." "Yes, the address is Apex Zenith Holdings. I saw our janitor, Amara Bennett, messing with the safe. Documents are missing." "Yes, she's still in the building, possibly armed or unstable. Please send someone immediately." He hung up. "They'll be here in 10 minutes, he said. "Take the service exit. I'll wait for the show." Amara looked at her shaking hands. 10 minutes. In 10 minutes, armed officers would burst in. She didn't have $5 million. She only had a bucket of dirty water. and a fake CEO title that could send her to prison for 10 years. Her kids, they would be left alone. Or worse, left with him. Victor turned his back, pouring himself a drink as he waited for the police. 10 minutes. Now 9. Something inside Amara snapped. Fear turned into cold, sharp focus. She knew this office better than he did. 3 years ago, she oversaw the renovations. Victor never bothered with blueprints. She stepped silently from under the desk. Her knees burned, but she ignored it. Victor looked out the window, humming. She moved like a shadow. Her hand found a hidden indentation behind the mahogany panel near the award shelf. She pressed. A soft click sounded, loud in the quiet room. Victor spun around, but Amara had already slipped through the narrow secret door and pulled it shut. "Who's there?" he called. She pressed her back against the panel, covering her mouth. Her heartbeat thudded in her throat. Victor checked the shelves and safe, confused. He didn't know about the hidden hallway. "Must have imagined it," he muttered. "Where are the damn cops?" Amara quietly exhaled. She was in the utility corridor, dark, dusty, narrow. Only a few beams of light came through vents. She knew where to go. This corridor connected to the fire escape, a safer way out. The elevators would be surrounded by now. She needed to go to the basement. To the archives. Ivet's words echoed. "You need to hear the truth." But hearing the truth wasn't enough. She needed proof. Victor had told the lawyer that the documents were in the archives inside the Triumph Dynamics LLC folder. If Amara ran away without them, she would look like a criminal with no way to defend herself. She needed that file. Amara moved in the dark, feeling her way with her hands. Cobwebs brushed her face and stuck to her hair. Her janitor uniform, itchy, synthetic, and uncomfortable, kept catching on loose wires. She stumbled over a toolbox left by a worker and barely held back a scream, biting her lip until it bled. Ahead of her, she saw a blurry rectangle of light. The exit to the stairwell. Amara slowly opened the door. Empty concrete steps dropped down into darkness. Far away, she heard the first scream of a siren. It grew louder, coming closer like a predator that had picked up her scent. Amara ran. She jumped down steps, holding on to the dirty railing. 3rd floor, 2nd floor, 1st. On the 1st floor, she froze. She heard voices behind the heavy metal door. "Everyone stay put. Federal agents are taking over." They were already here. They had taken the lobby. They would soon go up to Victor's office, find him pretending to be shocked, then search the whole building. Amara sprinted down to the basement. It was freezing down there. The air felt heavy and wet. Water squished under her shoes. A pipe must have burst again, and nobody had bothered to fix it. Now these problems belonged to CEO Amara Bennett, not the real owner. The archives were at the end of the long hallway. The door was unlocked. Amara knew the lock had been broken for weeks because she cleaned there every morning. She rushed inside and flipped the light switch. The fluorescent lamp flickered slowly to life, bathing the room in pale, sickly light. Rows of metal shelves stretched endlessly, packed with files. "God help me," she whispered. She ran to the T section. Trinity, Titan, Triumph. There it was. Triumph Dynamics LLC. A thick file stuffed with heavy cardstock papers. Amara grabbed it. Her hands shook so badly she almost dropped it. She opened it at random. On the first page was the CEO appointment order, and her signature. A perfect copy. If she hadn't known she never signed anything, she would have believed it. She hugged the file tightly to her chest. "Run. Halt. Freeze." The voice stabbed her from behind. Amara froze. She slowly turned around. Mr. Lane, the night guard, stood in the doorway with a bright flashlight aimed at her face and a rubber baton in his other hand. He had worked here long before Victor bought the place. He remembered Amara when she was pregnant with Ethan. He remembered her bringing him homemade apple turnovers when she worked late. "Miss Bennett." Mr. Lane lowered the flashlight. His wrinkled face was full of confusion. "What are you doing here?" "The police, they're looking for you. Mr. Lockwood said on the radio that you stole money." "Mr. Lane." Amara's voice cracked. She stepped toward him, still clutching the file to her chest. "Do you really believe that?" You've known me 10 years. You saw me scrubbing these floors. Do you think I'm a thief? The old man didn't answer. He shifted uneasily, looking from the file to the hallway where heavy footsteps were getting closer. He said you were dangerous, the guard murmured. He said to stop you at all costs. He set me up, Amara said quickly, tears filling her eyes. He made me CEO on paper, dumped all the debt on me so he could run. If they catch me now, I'll never see my kids again. Ethan, Chloe. You remember Chloe, right? She drew you a bunny for Christmas. Mr. Lyon's face twitched. He remembered. The picture still hung in his booth. Check the basement. Move. A harsh voice shouted from upstairs. Mr. Lyon flinched. He looked at Amara, then at the stairs. He was torn, duty versus conscience. Run, he whispered, stepping aside. Thank you, Amara breathed, rushing past him, but he grabbed her sleeve. Wait. You'll freeze outside. It's -4 degrees out there. He pulled his big old coat from a hanger. It smelled of tobacco and wool. He threw it over her shoulders. It was huge on her, heavy like armor. The loading dock, he said quickly. The gate's open. They took out the trash half an hour ago. Go through the warehouses, jump the fence into the empty lot, and don't look back. I'll stall them. I'll say you ran to the roof. I'll never forget this, Amara whispered. Go, daughter, he said. Go for your babies. She ran. The coat tangled around her legs. The file banged against her ribs. But she ran faster than she ever had. A turn. A smell of gasoline. The loading area. The huge gates were open just enough, maybe 18 inches. Amara squeezed through and fell into the night. The freezing wind burned her lungs. Snow crunched under the thin soles of her shoes. The Apex Zenith Holdings building glowed like a sinking Titanic. Sirens wailed at the front entrance. Red and blue lights flashed across the snow. They were looking for her. She slipped into a dark alley and pressed her back against a wall. She had to get far away before they blocked the area. Her phone vibrated inside the coat pocket. Amara gasped. She forgot to turn it off. What if they were tracking it? She pulled it out, ready to break the SIM card. But she froze. A bank notification. Who would send her money now? Child support? Victor never paid on time. She opened the app. A message. Funds received. Amount. $5 million. Sender. Lockwood B. Loan repayment per contract number 1423. $5 million. The world tilted. She leaned against the freezing wall. This wasn't help. This was the final nail in her coffin. Victor hadn't just stolen government money. He had transferred some of it to her. The police would see it immediately. A janitor suddenly receiving $5 million. 10 minutes before she ran with company files. A perfect trap. Now she had motive, means, and proof of guilt. Amara gripped the phone until her knuckles turned white. A distant siren cried again, this time for her. She shoved the phone back in her pocket like it was poison and ran. The ground was icy. The huge coat slowed her down, but she couldn't take it off, she would freeze. She couldn't take the subway. Cameras. Police. No taxi apps. They could track her. She stumbled onto a busy road. Cars rushed by. She waved desperately. One car splashed her with slush. Another zoomed past. A third, a beat-up sedan, pulled over. Where to? The young driver asked, window barely open. Gold Coast, the old limestone houses, Amara panted. Cash. $100. Just go. He stared at her strange outfit. The huge coat, messy hair, wild eyes. But $100 for a short drive was too good. Get in. Amara collapsed in the back seat. As they drove, only one thought beat in her mind. Vivian Lockwood. Victor's mother. The Iron Lady. Cold, strict, but loyal to her grandchildren. If she learned what Victor had done, framing Amara, stealing federal money, she would destroy him. She was the only one he feared. The car sped through snowy streets. Amara hugged the file under the coat. Her only hope. We're here, the driver said, stopping in front of the tall iron gates of a fancy old mansion. Amara used the last of her money to pay him. She ran to the entrance. The doorman almost refused her, seeing her condition. but recognized her as Mrs. Lockwood's daughter-in-law and quickly buzzed her in. The elevator crawled up to the 5th floor. She rang the bell. Footsteps. The lock clicked. Vivian opened the door. She wore a neat house dress, gray hair styled perfectly. She looked shocked and annoyed. Amara, what is this nonsense? Why are you dressed like that? And why are you here? Vivian. Amara stumbled inside, nearly collapsing. Help me. Victor. Vivian shut the door fast, keeping out the cold. What is it? Is Victor drunk? No. Amara grabbed her arm. Victor set me up. He wants me in prison. Vivian froze. Her stone-like face cracked slightly. Go to the living room, she said. Take off that horrible thing and explain. Amara sat trembling on the velvet sofa. She told everything. Her janitor job, the meeting, the forged signatures, the police, the archives. Vivian said nothing. She stood by the window, playing with her pearl necklace. And look, Amara said, pulling out her phone. He just sent me 5 million. So the police will think I was part of it. Vivian studied the screen carefully. 5 million, she muttered. Idiotic. What's idiotic? Amara whispered. He wants to take my children. If I go to jail, he'll dump them somewhere. Ethan, Chloe, what will happen to them? Vivian set the phone down. For the first time, her eyes softened. Calm down, she said firmly. No one is going to prison. Victor has gone too far. I will call my lawyer and my contacts at the district attorney's office. We'll fix this by morning. Amara breathed out in relief. I'll make tea, Vivian added. You're freezing. Go to the guest room. Amara walked into the small library-turned-guest room. Old books. Lavender smell. Warm blanket. Exhaustion hit her like a wave. She felt safe. Vivian would fix things. She had the documents. The file was in the coat in the hallway. No, she should get it. But she was too exhausted. She lay back for just a minute. Her eyes drifted to a photo on the shelf. Vivian at a banquet, standing beside a short, balding man with a rat-like face. Amara's eyes widened. Daryl Stone. The lawyer who forged the documents. The man from Victor's office. Why was he in a friendly photo with Vivian? Memories flashed. Victor once said he needed a smarter lawyer. Vivian had said, I have someone. He helped your father with delicate matters too. A cold horror filled Amara. Victor didn't find the lawyer. Vivian brought him in. She knew everything. She planned this. 5 million. 3-year setup. Victor wasn't that smart. Vivian was the mastermind. Amara slowly stood up. She had to escape now. The tea might be deadly. She tiptoed to the door. It was slightly open. Vivian's voice drifted through. Yes, Daryl, I know it's risky, but this is even better. No, I didn't call the lawyer. Amara covered her mouth. Vivian continued, annoyed. I'm calling Victor now. Victor? Stop panicking. Is she here? Yes. She brought the phone with the banking app. We need the SMS code to move the money before the bank flags it. She thinks I'm saving the grandchildren. Amara bit her knuckles to stop herself from crying out. Vivian kept talking. Come get her. Take the phone. Then call the police and say you caught her trying to escape. Amara backed away. She was trapped. 5th floor. Only one exit. Through the living room where Vivian waited, and Victor was already on the way. Amara looked at the balcony. There was a fire escape. If she could reach it. She ran to the window. Her phone, Vivian had taken it. No phone, no help. Vivian's footsteps came closer. Amara, darling, the tea is ready, she called sweetly, deadly. Amara locked the door. Vivian's voice turned cold. Open the door. Now. Amara didn't answer. She forced the balcony door open, breaking the seal. Cold air blasted inside. Down below, Victor's SUV screeched to a stop. He jumped out and ran inside. Open up. Vivian yelled, slamming the door hard enough to shake the walls. Amara climbed onto the icy railing. The heavy coat dragged her down. The wind burned her face. She didn't look down. She looked only at the rusty fire escape. She jumped. Her fingers slipped on the cold metal and scraped her skin, but she didn't let go. Her legs hung in the empty air as she pulled herself up, grunting, and managed to hook her shoe onto a rung. Right then, the library door burst open. Amara heard Victor's voice. "Where is she? Mom, where is she?" "On the balcony," Vivian screamed. Amara didn't wait. She slid down the ladder fast, tearing her palms on the frozen metal. 4th floor. 3rd. 2nd. The ladder ended there. 10 feet still remained between her and the snow below. And under that snow, who knew? Ice. Trash. Metal rods. From above, Victor's head appeared. "There she is." "Stop. Stop." Amara let go. The fall was brutal. She sank waist-deep into the snow, smashing her knee against something hard, but she forced herself up. The pain would hit later. Right now, she was pure animal fear. She didn't run toward her car. They would catch her there. Instead, she darted through the narrow passage between the garages and disappeared into the darkness of the next block. She ran until her lungs burned, stopping only when she stumbled into some unknown courtyard and leaned against a utility shed. Her heart pounded like it wanted to break her ribs. She was alone. No phone. No money. No documents. Only the coat, and the file hidden inside it kept her warm. She had no proof. No allies. Or maybe she did. The secretary. The one who shoved her under the desk. The one who whispered, "You need to hear the truth." Amara remembered where she lived. She had gone there once 6 months earlier, to drop off medicine when she was sick. Victor had complained, "That's too low class. You drive instead." The address was burned into her memory. It was in the industrial district, a 20-minute walk. Amara trudged through the snowy streets. The wind stabbed through the coat like needles. The empty city didn't care about her suffering. Only a few streetlights lit her path. By the time she reached the building, her toes were numb. The intercom didn't work. The entrance door was wedged open by a brick. She climbed to the 2nd floor. Apartment 12. The door was unlocked. Inside there was chaos, crashing noises, things thrown everywhere. Amara stepped in. The hallway looked like a tornado had passed through. Shoes, hangers, makeup, clothes everywhere. Yet stood there, disheveled, face blotchy, fighting with a massive suitcase. When she saw Amara, wild-eyed, scraped, wrapped in the giant coat, she screamed and dropped a stack of documents. "Don't come closer. I don't know anything. Get out." She backed into the kitchen and grabbed a knife. "You knew." Amara rasped. Amara shut the door behind her and slid down to the floor. She had no strength to stand. "You knew about the signatures. You knew he set me up. And you stayed silent. I tried to tell you." Yet screamed, half hysterical. "Today at the office, I hid you under the desk because he was going to blame me. Why didn't you go to the police? Why did you let him do it? Were you sleeping with him? Did you need his money?" Amara's anger exploded. Money? Yet suddenly laughed, a terrifying laugh. She slammed the knife on the table and ripped open the neck of her blouse. Bruises covered her throat and collarbone. "Look," she cried. "Does this look like money? Does this look like love?" Amara froze. "He's a monster, Miss Bennett," yet sobbed, covering her face. "He's not a boyfriend. He OWNS me." She took a shaking breath. 6 months ago at the office party, he put something in my drink. I woke up in a hotel room. He had a camera. He filmed everything. Then he said, "Want to be famous? Want your parents to see this? Your fiancé? Then work. Sign what I give you. Do what I say." Amara stepped closer. The anger drained out of her, replaced with cold clarity. Victor wasn't only corrupt. He was a predator weaving a web around everyone. "He blackmailed you," Amara whispered, yet nodded through tears. "He said if I talked, he'd destroy my life. And when he called the police on you today, I realized I'm next. When he flies to the Caymans, he'll post the video just for fun. That's why I'm leaving now. I'm going to the train station." "You're not leaving." Amara grabbed her shoulders. "He'll find you. He has eyes everywhere. At the station, the airport, anywhere. They'll drag you off the train. And if you run, he'll post the video instantly." Yet's voice cracked. "Then what do I do?" No, Amara's voice was steel. We destroy him. How? Yet laughed bitterly. He has money, connections, a witch for a mother. And what do we have? You don't even have a passport. We have one thing, Amara said. His secrets. She tightened her grip on Yet's shoulders. Yet, where are the real documents? Not the fake ones he gave me. The real accounting. Where did the 5 million actually go? He writes everything down. He's obsessed with details. Yet wiped her tears. The black book, she whispered. He calls it that. A thick leather planner. He never leaves it at work, and he won't take it home. He's scared of his mom. So where is it? The gem, Yet said. The Elite Titan Club. Every Thursday morning. He has a VIP locker there. He once checked the book while I waited in the lobby. The locker. Amara repeated. We're going. But the club is closed. VIPs have 24-hour access. I have his card, Yet said. She dumped her purse onto the dresser. A gold plastic card fell out. Let's go, Amara said. 10 minutes later, they sped through the night. The streets were empty. Amara shook, not from cold, but sheer tension. If the planner held everything, it was over for Victor. Freedom for her. Prison for him. They arrived at the Titan Club. Only a few cars sat in the lot. Act natural, Amara whispered. You're the client. I'm with you. The tired administrator barely looked up when Yet scanned the card. Amara followed quietly. The men's changing room is there, Yet said. No one should be here at 3 a.m. They entered. The air smelled of chlorine, expensive soap, and sweat. What number? Amara asked. 42. His favorite number. They found the locker. The lock blinked red. The code, Amara said. I don't know it. Yet panicked. Think. Birthday? Anniversary? No, he's too paranoid. Wait. He bragged once. The number he wants to bench press. 350 pounds. Amara typed 350. Error. No, maybe his mother's birth date. Error. A loud warning beep. One try left. What does he love most? Amara asked. Himself. Money. Yet froze. Money. The amount he stole. 5 million. She typed 5. Click. Green. Amara opened the locker. Empty. No clothes. No shoes. No planner. Just one small white note taped inside. Amara peeled it off with numb fingers. Victor's handwriting. Did you really think I'd be that careless, darling? Say goodbye to the kids. The note slipped from her hands. He knew. He had planned everything. While she ran through the cold. While she looked for Yet. While they drove here. He was already moving for the children. Amara spun around and ran. Drive, she screamed. They tore through the streets, skidding through a red light. Amara didn't fear a crash. Her fear was colder and deeper. Her sister Tasha's neighborhood was quiet, usually. But tonight, flashing sirens painted the courtyard with frantic light. Police cars. A white van from Child Protective Services. Neighbors crowded outside, watching the chaos. Stop here. Amara barked. The car skidded into a snowbank. Amara jumped out. She wanted to run to her kids, but survival instincts held her back. Then she saw Victor. Tall. Calm. Coat open. Standing beside 2 armed officers. Tasha stood outside in a nightgown and jacket, grabbing an officer's sleeve, sobbing. You have no right. She's a good mother. This is a mistake. Ma'am, step aside or we'll use force, the officer snapped. A stern woman in a gray coat stepped out with a file. Behind her, 2 strong men escorted the kids. Ethan walked stiffly, fists clenched, pale but trying not to cry. Chloe, in her little pink hat, was carried by an officer, screaming. Mommy. Mommy. Let me go. Aunt Tasha. Amara stepped forward, heartbreaking, but stopped. If she showed herself, she'd be arrested. Handcuffed. Gone forever. She crouched behind the building, biting her palm until she tasted blood. She watched her children, her whole world, being taken. Victor walked to Chloe. He didn't hug her. He didn't comfort her. He brushed snow off her jacket as if she were dirty. Stop screaming, he snapped. His voice cracked through the night. Your mother is a crazy thief. Be grateful I'm taking care of you. The CPS woman opened the SUV door. The kids were shoved inside. The doors slammed, choking off their cries. Victor drove away. The red taillights faded into the dark. Neighbors scattered. Tasha collapsed on the steps, yet crept up beside Amara. What are we going to do? She whispered. Amara stood. Snow clung to her coat. Blood stained her palm. Something inside her died. The old Amara, the scared one, the hopeful one, was gone. Only cold, ruthless anger remained. Take me to the industrial zone, she said in a low, raw voice. Why? Yet shook. That place is full of criminals and dogs. Marvin Coleman, Amara said. Victor's enemy. He'll kill you, Yet whispered. He hates the Lockwood name. I have nothing left to lose. They drove 40 minutes in silence. Guard dogs barked at the rusty gates of the abandoned plant. Inside it was a fortress. Go hide, Amara told Yet. Turn off your phone. If I don't come out in an hour, they've handed me over. But Yet refused to leave. Amara pressed the buzzer at the steel door. A voice snapped. Who the hell is it? Amara Bennett, she said. Victor's wife. A long pause. Then the lock clicked. Inside, Marvin Coleman, thick-scarred, smoking, watched her with cold amusement. Well, he mocked. The fancy Mrs. Bennett in a janitor's coat. What, you want pity? Or did he send you to spy? Victor threw me out, Amara said steadily. He framed me for $5 million. And he took my kids. Marvin barked a laugh. Cry somewhere else. Get out. He slammed his glass down. Your husband ruined me. Stole from me. And you lived off that money with him. You're part of the rot. Amara didn't move. He stole more than you think, she said quietly. Not just contracts. In 2018, he opened offshore accounts in his mother's name, Cayman Islands. He drained your joint funds into them. Marvin's face changed. Proof, he growled. I saw the files today, she said. Shell companies, Olympus Trading, Northern Stream Limited. Marvin froze. He knew those names. He threw a whiskey bottle at the wall. What do you want? He asked. To destroy him, Amara said. I want my kids. You want revenge. Help me get the proof, and I'll give you whatever's left of his empire. Marvin opened his computer, typed and frowned. We have a problem. What? He moved the money. I don't care. That's not it. Marvin turned the screen. Plane tickets. 3 names. No return. Victor Lockwood. Ethan Lockwood. Chloe Lockwood. Chicago, New York, Zurich. Departure. 48 hours. A contract for a private Swiss boarding school. A place for rich kids parents want to disappear. Amara's knees almost buckled. He's taking them away forever, Marvin said. If they leave the country, you'll never see them again. What do we do? She whispered. We fight, Marvin said. He pulled a small black disc from a drawer. A microphone. 2-hour battery. Slip it into his pocket. Get him drunk. He'll brag. He always brags. Amara held the bug. It felt like holding fate. What if he recognizes me? He won't. To men like Victor, the staff don't exist. An hour later, Amara was in the service hallway of a huge ballroom. Dressed in black slacks, a white shirt, gloves, mask, just another invisible waitress. She carried a tray of champagne. The founder's ball glittered with lights and perfume. Amara slipped through the crowd unseen. She spotted Victor laughing by an ice sculpture. Vivian stood beside him like a stiff statue. Amara's heartbeat roared in her ears. She approached. Step. Step. Close enough. She offered champagne. An investor took a glass. Victor reached for his own. Someone bumped her elbow. Liquid shook. Everyone looked at the glasses. Perfect. Amara slid the bug into his pocket, light as air. He didn't notice. She turned to leave. A hand grabbed her wrist. Hard. She froze. Vivian Lockwood stared down at her shoes. The old worn sneakers. A bright green stripe. Shoes she had worn gardening with her mother-in-law. Vivian looked up. Her eyes were ice. What terrible service, she said loudly. Come with me. I need to speak to your manager. Amara couldn't run. That would blow everything. She followed. Vivian dragged her into a service hallway and shoved her against the wall. She ripped off Amara's mask. "A wanted woman," she hissed. "You've lost your mind. I should call the police." "Do it," Amara said. "Let everyone see how the CEO's mother betrays her own daughter-in-law." Vivian smirked. "If I wanted to turn you in, I'd have done it already." "Then what do you want?" "The children." Amara stiffened. "You won't get them," Vivian said. "Victor is taking them to Switzerland." "I know." Vivian's face twisted with rage. "That idiot," she spat. "He thinks he can send my grandchildren away to rot in the Alps while he wastes money on prostitutes. I won't allow it." She stepped closer. "I can stop the children from leaving. I still have influence. I can block them at the airport. I can make their passports vanish." "Then please do it," Amara said. "You're their grandmother." "I will," Vivian said. "But you must accept one condition." She pulled out a folded paper. Amara unfolded it. Her confession. It said she acted alone, without Victor's knowledge. "You want me to go to prison for something I didn't do?" Amara whispered. 5 years, Vivian said calmly. "Maybe 3 with parole. I'll hire the best lawyer. I'll send you packages. And while you're away, the children will stay with me, go to good schools and be safe. And me. You will save them from abandonment. Choose, Amara. Either you refuse now, Anne. You're disposable to her, just like you are to me." Victor pulled out a folded paper and a pen from his jacket and smoothed the sheet on the table in front of Amara. "This is the same confession you didn't get to sign at the lawyer's office. A confession of guilt. Sign it." "Why?" Amara asked, her voice rough. "You've already won. I've been arrested." "I need everything to look clean," Victor said, leaning close to her face. "Court cases can drag on for years. Examinations, appeals. I don't need that. I need your full confession right here, right now, so the case is closed today. Then the assets will be released and I can fly out peacefully. And if you don't sign, you'll rot in here." He shrugged. "And the kids, Ethan and Mila, are flying out tomorrow. I'll go later after I finish the paperwork for your imprisonment. They'll meet staff from the boarding school in Zurich. You'll never see or hear from them again. I'll block all contact. In a year they won't even remember your face." Amara flinched, and Victor softened his voice, tempting her. "But if you sign now, I'll do you a favor. I'll let you go to the airport with the escort. You can see them before they leave. Hug them. Tell them Mommy is going on a long business trip. You can at least say goodbye like a human being." It was the lowest, cruelest thing he'd ever done. "You're a monster," Amara whispered. "I'm a businessman," he replied. "Decide." The pen writes perfectly. Amara looked at the confession. The words blurred. "I, Amara Bennett, confess that I alone created the embezzlement scheme." She had no choice. Marvin wouldn't help. There was no evidence. Vivian had betrayed her. Leora was gone. If she didn't sign, she'd lose her children forever. Without a chance to say goodbye, her hands shook as she picked up the pen, struggling with the handcuffs. Victor smiled. The smile of someone watching his victim take their last breath. Amara lowered the pen to the paper. Suddenly, the interrogation room door slammed open, hitting the wall. Victor jerked upright. "Hey, who's there? I'm talking to a suspect. Get out." Detective Major Reese stood in the doorway. Amara remembered him, the sad, tired man who had processed her booking. But now his eyes were sharp, burning with purpose. "The conversation is over, Mr. Lockwood," Reese said harshly. He walked straight to the table, ignoring Victor's anger. "You have no right. I'll go to the prosecutor. My lawyer." "Your lawyer is very busy right now," Reese cut him off. "He's explaining why his signature is on documents for a shell company. And you, Miss Bennett, put the pen down. You don't have anything to sign." Reese placed an official tablet in front of Amara. "Look." A video was playing, live, not a recording. A red live icon blinked in the corner. The picture was grainy, the room dim. But Amara recognized the voice instantly. Leora, she gasped. Leora looked terrible. Dirty hair, dark under her eyes, bitten lips. She was sitting on the floor in the server room of Apex Zenith Holdings, surrounded by laptops. I repeat, Leora said, her voice shaky but determined. My name is Leora Marshall. I'm Victor Lockwood's secretary. I'm in the company server room. I've been hiding here for 3 days because I feared for my life, but I'm not afraid anymore. Victor went pale. He lunged for the tablet, but re-grabbed his arm and shoved him onto the next table. Sit. Watch the show. Leora continued. I'm streaming this to every corporate email address and to the district attorney and federal investigators. Here are the transaction logs. She turned the camera to a monitor. Here is the system login under the CEO's name. But the biometrics, the fingerprints, the retinal scan, they're Victor Lockwood's. He logged in using his wife's name. Here are the addresses, the dates, and here is footage from the office camera he forgot to delete. On the video, Victor practiced forging Amara's signature. Victor sat frozen, mouth open, face gray. She ran away, he whispered. She was supposed to run away. She's smart, Ree said. She knew your people would catch her at the train station, so she hid where you'd never look, right under your nose. Victor's phone buzzed loudly. Over and over. He took it out slowly. Notifications rolled across the screen. Banking app. Transaction declined. Account blocked. Assets seized. Subsidiary accounts frozen by order of the CEO. What? Victor stabbed the screen with his finger. Why? Who blocked it? He looked at Amara, fear exploding in his eyes. You, he whispered. What? Amara said, confused. Ree smirked. You worked so hard, Mr. Lockwood, the detective said. You forged every document to make your wife the CEO of the company you used to funnel the money. You made her legally responsible for everything. Ree leaned forward. But you forgot one thing. By law, only the CEO can control the accounts. When Leora exposed your embezzlement, the bank froze everything until the CEO confirmed their identity. And according to your own forged papers, the CEO is Amara Bennett. Amara stared at her cuffed hands. Victor stared at her in horror. All the money you stole, Ree finished, is now legally under her full control. You locked your own millions in a safe and handed her the key. Victor jumped up and ran for the door, but 2 federal agents were already there. He backed into the wall and slid down, covering his head. His phone fell. The screen lit up. Your flight to Zurich has been cancelled due to payment issues. Victor screamed. A wild, animalistic sound. It was all her, he shouted, pointing toward the detective's office. It was my mother, Vivian Lockwood. She planned everything. I just followed orders. The agents dragged him up. His fancy shoes slipped on the linoleum. The cuffs clicked shut on his wrists. Ree grimaced. Take him to holding. Let him cool off. Amara was brought out next, no longer in handcuffs. Ree had removed them himself. Chaos filled the police lobby. Vivian Lockwood sat stiffly on a bench, clutching her handbag. Beside her, the lawyer Daryl Stone shook uncontrollably. When Victor was dragged in, mother and son locked eyes. You, he gasped. You sold me out. You were going to take the children and turn me in. Vivian stood, her perfect face blotchy and cracked. Shut up, you idiot, she screamed. I was trying to save you. I was trying to save this family from the hole you dug with your greed. Save me. Victor laughed. A horrible, broken laugh. You always hated me. You wanted power. He turned to an officer. I want to make a statement. My mother, Vivian Lockwood, is the mastermind. The secret ledgers are in her house, behind the painting. She organized everything. I'll show you. Liar. Vivian lunged at him, but an officer grabbed her. You forged the signatures. You worked with that rat Daryl. I only certified. They threatened me. Daryl squeaked, pressing against the wall. They forced me. Amara watched from the doorway. It felt like watching a jar of spiders after someone tossed a match inside. The people who treated her like dirt were now destroying each other. Ree approached and handed her a file. Ms. Bennett, he said respectfully. The show is over. Let's talk business. In the office, he placed a document before her. Legally, thanks to your husband's tricks, you are the CEO of Triumph Dynamics. The $5 million are in the company accounts, frozen. Amara looked at the document, an agreement to cooperate. You have two options, Ree said. 1. We start a long investigation. You're listed as an accomplice until proven otherwise. The money stays locked. Or 2, you as CEO, sign an order right now to return all stolen money to the government. Then you give full testimony against Victor and Vivian. And after that? And then what? Amara asked. Then charges against you are dropped immediately. You walk out of here a free woman. Your husband and mother-in-law go to prison for embezzlement, money laundering, and filing a false report. Amara didn't hesitate. That money was cursed. She didn't want a cent of it. She signed her real signature, the same one she used on her children's report cards. I'm returning everything, she said. Every dime. The right choice, Ree said. You're free, Ms. Bennett. And good luck. You're a strong woman. Amara left the office. The lobby was quieter. Victor and Vivian were locked in separate cells. Their screams echoed behind metal doors. Daryl was writing a confession at a desk. Amara pushed open the precinct doors. Morning. Cold, gray Chicago morning. The air smelled like snow, but to her it smelled like freedom. A black SUV waited at the curb. Marvin Coleman stood leaning on it, smoking. When he saw her, he tossed the cigarette and opened the back door silently. Amara froze. Inside, wrapped in blankets, Ethan and Mila. They were asleep, snuggled together. Ethan held a toy robot. Mommy. Mila blinked, then screamed with joy. Mommy. Amara ran to the car, fell to her knees in the dirty snow, and hugged them tightly. Shoo, she whispered, kissing their heads. I'm here. I'm here. No one will ever take you from me again. Ethan woke, trying to act grown-up, but tears filled his eyes. You're not leaving, he whispered. Dad said you left forever. Dad was wrong, Amara said, holding him close. I'm not leaving. We're together forever now. Marvin looked away, his hard face gentler. I intercepted the convoy on their way out of the city, he said quietly. My guys told CPS that taking kids to Switzerland without the mother's consent is international kidnapping. And once Victor's accounts were frozen, CPS suddenly cooperated. They canceled his order. The kids are yours. Amara stood. Thank you, she said softly. I don't know how to repay you. You already did, Marvin replied, opening a new pack of cigarettes. You destroyed Lockwood. I waited 5 years for this. Seeing him dragged away in cuffs? Worth more than money. He handed her keys. These are for your apartment. Victor changed the locks, but I replaced them. Go home. And the company? She asked. The company is headless now, he said. Investors are panicking. They need someone who knows the system and won't steal. Amara held the keys. She looked back at the building, where her past life was locked away. Then she looked at her children. I'll handle it, she said. 6 months later, heels clicked confidently on the marble floors of the Apex Zenith Holdings Center. Same marble, same hallways. But Amara wasn't looking down anymore. She was looking straight ahead. She walked past the halls she once scrubbed while pushing a cleaning cart. Now she wore a perfect graphite suit, her hair in an elegant updo. Employees nodded respectfully. Good morning, Ms. Bennett. She nodded back, polite, calm. She remembered who ignored her, who laughed. But she wasn't seeking revenge. She simply cleaned out the incompetence and kept the workers who actually worked. At the CEO reception desk, Lena, her new secretary, looked up quickly. Ms. Bennett, you got a call. And a letter came. Who called? Amara asked. Lena swallowed nervously. From the prison. Women's Federal Correctional Institution, number 5. The inmate, Vivian Lockwood, filed a request for a visit. She says it's urgent, something about the children. She wants to wish your son a happy birthday. She wants you to come, or at least answer a call. Amara froze. Memories flashed. Peppermint tea, fake concern. You're a nobody to us. Vivian had received 4 years. Victor 7. Appeals failed. Evidence was too strong. Now Vivian sat in a cell with no servants, no porcelain cups, no power. And she wanted control again, even from prison. Amara's voice was calm. "Lena," she said, "tell the prison administration that Ms. Amara Bennett does not know anyone by that name." "And the visit?" Lena asked nervously. "Declined," Amara said. "I don't have time for prison visits. Tell them not to call again. I'm busy. We're opening a new branch and I need to approve the budget." "Yes, Ms. Bennett." Amara walked to her office, the brass plate reading CEOS, Bennett gleaming on the door. She opened the door. Sunlight filled the room. Victor's heavy, oppressive desk was gone, replaced with a light, modern one. No heavy drapes. The windows were open. It smelled like fresh coffee and spring. A photo sat on the desk, Amara, Ethan, and Mila, smiling with ice cream on their faces. She stood by the window, looking at the city that once felt like a prison. Now it was her new home. She sat down, turned on her computer, and opened her email. Her work was just beginning, but this time it was her work. And in this office, there would never be dirt again. She had cleaned it all out. For good. "I'm really glad you're here, and that I could share my story with you. If you enjoyed it, please like the video and subscribe to my channel. Tell me in the comments which city you're watching from and what time it is. I love seeing where you're all tuning in from. And if you want to support me a little extra, you can send a small donation. I share new life stories every day. Now 2 of my most popular stories will pop up on your screen. Pick one and enjoy.